Hi guys, this is Godfrey, your trusted mentor and coach for the Candidate Fast Track Coaching Program. So I'm doing these short videos to discuss the EXA outcome. So I'll be giving you guys these tips on a weekly basis, so to help you guys to understand the EXA's requirements when it comes to outcomes. And I'll be sharing this information on my LinkedIn profile. I will also share it on my YouTube. So go out there, subscribe it, and you'll get this information that I'll be sharing on the weekly basis. So this is the first time. So this one is the first one. So I want to talk about quickly about outcome number one on this short video. Okay, as part of the tips that I'll be giving on the weekly basis. So when you look at outcome number one, okay, outcome number one, there are three things this outcome is asking for. All right. So number one, this outcome talks about, it says define the problem. Okay, the problem, whether in obviously in your field of study, mechanical, electrical, civil, or whatever the discipline you are at. Okay. Two, you must then investigate. Okay, investigate the problem. Find out what is the cause of this problem. It's very, very important. And the third thing this outcome is asking for is analyze. Analyze, okay, the problem. Okay, so for today, I'm going to be focusing on this one here. I'm going to be focusing on defining the problem. Okay, so let's come here. I'm going to say focus. So I'm going to be focusing on define the problem so that we can, go a bit deeper the problem on what does this mean. Okay, according to Excel. And I'll cover each the other one, the investigate, on the next video. Okay, when you talk about defining the problem, there are two things that are important that you need to indicate in this outcome. One, you need to understand what is the client's needs. Okay, what's the client's needs? All right, this is very important. Here you need to talk about the site conditions. Okay, conditions. Okay, understand what is it that the client needs, and then understand also what are the site conditions with respect to that environment where you are working, so that you can able to analyze the problem properly. All right. Now, when you do these two things, one of the important thing that you need to do is to, I'm going to use a different color here. So the client's needs, it's the, you look at the say this is a client brief. Okay, understand what the brief is all about. Okay, because most of this information, when it let me just reduce this because I need the whole screen. Okay, it's to understand the problem. You need to read the client brief. What does the brief say? That normally when you start a project or there's a technical issue need to be resolved, you need to get a brief from the client. The brief must brief you and tell you, okay, this is my problem, and this is what I'm experiencing. Hence, I want you as a professional person or qualified, experienced, and professional to help to solve the problem. Okay. The other important thing here, guys, is to show the information that you have collected. Okay, collect information. And once the client tells you what's a brief, collect the information around that problem. Okay, understand what the problem is all about. All right, and then obviously then is to then after that define what is the scope. Okay, scope of work. Okay, define what is the scope of work. So when you define the problem, you've got to understand what's the client brief, collect the information, and based on that information, define what's the scope of work. What is it that we need to do in order to solve this problem? Okay, that's very, very critical. That's very important. Some of the examples that you can cover around here. So you can understand the project objectives. Okay, project objective. Look at, we talk about the site condition or site context. Look at the constraints. Okay. Look at the constraints. And these are, things like the budget. Okay. Sorry. The budget, how much is going to cost us to solve this problem. Okay, let me put it like this, and this it will be better if I put it like this. All right. So I'm gonna use this triangle. Okay. So this is the problem. Okay. So you look at the constraints. Okay, problems, constraints. So you look at the budget, how much is going to cost us to solve this problem? How much is costing to solve the problem? Solve the problem. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you look at your safety. Remember that safety is big at X. Okay, you look at safety. And number three, you look at your specification, okay, technical spec, okay, that you're going to follow in order to make sure that you can able to identify the problem and solve that problem properly. So this is in a nutshell, just to give you guys the broad understanding of when you define the problem, what do they mean? But the bigger things, the important things to understand is important things here. What the client is looking for and what are the site conditions. So that you're able, based on when you define your scope of work, we're able to say, okay, it's going to cost us so much in terms of safety. These are the things that you need to adhere to, and this is the technical specification. Normally, the specification you get it from the client brief. Okay, you get your spec from the client brief, because when you read the client brief, it will give you the information that you want, or the information that you will need in order to make sure that you solve the client's problem. So this is just the tips, guys. This is important. So next time when I come on the next video, when I talk about investigate the problem, then I'll take you through what are the things that you must look at. But in the nutshell, these are the things that you need to focus on when you do this outcome number one. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.